Alright you guys, so I owe you a 4-month postpartum update. So really quick, I'm gonna try to get through this because Jackson is over here on the other side of my bed and I'm watching him because there's no other time for me to film. Lately I've been putting like my postpartum updates like in the same video as like Jackson's actual baby update. But today I felt like I just had more to say and I didn't want to like cram it in there. But now that I'm at the 4-month mark, there's a lot of stuff going on with me mentally, and honestly, in a nutshell, I'm not doing that great. It sucks to say that, like it really does, because I feel like when I had Riley, for those of you guys who are new here by the way, like Jackson is my second baby, so I have a 4-month-old and I also have a 2.5-year-old. She'll be 2.5 in June. When I had Riley, I feel like I don't remember being this mentally taxed, but this time around it's like a whole new ball game. I'm sure that it doesn't help that we are in isolation and the fact that we just moved away from family, so I definitely don't have the help that I was used to having, but I'm not doing all that great mentally. It's been really hard. The lack of sleep is getting to me, even though like we're making some progress with his sleeping, which I am so eternally like grateful for and just thankful that we are making some progress. I'm still waking up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the middle of the night, and that is like taking a toll on me. Like a couple days ago he woke up like at 2:30 in the morning, and that wasn't the first time that he woke up, nor was it the last, but I fed him and then I was trying to put him back in the snoo for like an hour. So I was up from like 2:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the morning and I was exhausted. I was on the verge of tears. I probably produced tears because like when you're tired and all you want to do is go to sleep, it's really hard when your baby doesn't want to. So that's probably one of the biggest frustrations right now, just the fact that I'm not sleeping, I'm not resting. I have a lot of anxiety also, like anytime that he goes down for a nap, I feel like I can't even really like just relax because I don't know when he's gonna be up again. And I kind of shared that in that other video that I did where I talked about the struggles that we're having, but I cannot relax because his naps are sometimes half an hour and sometimes his naps are 8 minutes. So it's like I'm always on edge, not really knowing how long he'll nap. And then the same thing even when we put him down for his bedtime. Sometimes he'll go and he'll do a 4-hour stretch right off the bat, and those days I'm like, dear Lord, thank you Jesus. But then there are other nights where we put him for bed and we spend maybe an hour putting him to bed, and then every like, are you laughing at me? And then like every 8 or 10 minutes he's waking up and he doesn't want to settle. So that makes things very hard. Like we got to the point where like Joe and I could go downstairs at nighttime and actually have maybe an hour or two to ourselves, and that was like a game changer. Like we hadn't done that in months, like since he was born. So it has been nice to like get some time to do that. At the same time, it's like I have to decide, do I want to get some sleep or do I want to spend a couple hours with my husband? Do I want to get some work done? And I only have a couple hours at night to decide what I want to do with. Like every other moment of the day is filled with taking care of him, taking care of Riley, and juggling all the things that I want to get done has been really hard. The other day Joe actually saw that I was like really just overwhelmed, and he came to me and he's like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? How can I help you? And the first thing that came to my mind was me saying like, I need to not be needed. Like that's what I told him. I told him I need to not be needed. And when I reflected on that statement, I was like, that's what I feel. Like I feel like somebody needs me every single second of the day, and like, hello, I know that that's what motherhood is. I had these 2 beautiful children that I am so grateful for, and I know that that's my job to take care of them. But it's a lot, and it is mentally taxing to know that you have to like coordinate like your bathroom breaks between like, okay, where are the kids gonna be safe? Like I have literally been on the toilet like doing my business with Jackson in the carrier because he's asleep for his nap, with Riley on the floor touching things, and sometimes that has to happen because sometimes I have to use the bathroom and Jackson is napping in the carrier and there's nothing else that I can do. So knowing that like just the littlest of things, like I have to think about not only myself, I have to think about them, like it's just a lot. I feel like when I had Riley, I felt like I had very little alone time, and now I have even less alone time. So mentally there are some days that get to me, and then it's crazy because it's also like a roller coaster. Like there are some days that are really great and I'm feeling good. Like today so far has been a really good day and I feel like I can tackle things and I feel like I'm doing good. So I feel like I'm at the top of that roller coaster mentally. I feel like I can tackle the day. But then there are some other days that, dude, it is low. It is so low, and I'm like crying and I'm sad and I am like I don't want to do this. And I know that it sounds like so crabby to say that. Like I don't like to be able to say that, but there's some days that I'm like, I just want to run away, and I just don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like rocking him for another half an hour. I don't feel like just changing another diaper. I don't want to do it. I think that's pretty normal to feel that way. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I love my kids. They are the light of my life, and that's what's so crazy. It's like the thing that brings me the most joy. Like, I am so grateful for my kids, and they just fill me, and I love them so much. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, is being with my kids. But in the same breath, it's like, it's really, really hard, and it takes so much out of you. So yeah, I'm trying to navigate through this new life, this new experience with 2 kids. But I will tell you that it has taken a huge toll on my mental health. And just talking about it with you guys, like, does make me feel a lot better. Like, when you guys DM me on Instagram and stuff, and you guys tell me like how you're feeling and stuff, like, it does help to just kind of put it into words. But the nonstop like whining and fussing, like, it is torture. Like, it is straight up torture. Like, you want to torture someone, like, just have them hearing a baby crying and whining all day long. So sometimes, like, when Jackson's having a good day, I'm like, thank the Lord, he's doing good, he's not super whiny. And then Riley, on the other hand, will be super whiny. So it's like, if one of them is good, the other one is having an off day. And so it's been a lot to handle, but I know that things are gonna get better. I have to believe that things are gonna get better. I really do think, like I keep telling you guys, that once we figure out Jackson's sleep issues, once we get him just sleeping through the night a little better, and once his like naps and his sleeps like become a little bit more consistent, that things will be better. I mean, I do remember feeling that way with Riley, because Riley had a lot of sleep issues, and she really didn't give me a good night's sleep until we sleep trained her at 6 months. And I remember that after we did the sleep training, we were like, oh my God, like, we have a life again. Like, we can watch shows at the end of the night, we can clean the dishes, we have a couple hours to ourselves. And I know that eventually we will get there with Jackson. But there are some days still where, like, he's not going to bed until like 10 o'clock. And that's why we're trying to move his bedtime earlier and earlier, because there are some parents that put their kids down like at 7 o'clock and then they have the evening to themselves. I don't know what that's like. I haven't had that in months. So that's the kind of thing that we're trying to work on, so that eventually, once we get that nighttime sleep established, we just have just some more time. So the mental aspect of being 4 months postpartum has been really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't sugarcoat it. Having 2 kids has been the hardest thing that I have ever done. But on a positive note, what I can say is that physically, I have like never felt better. Like, I am tired, so like that part, I guess, is not really part of the equation here. But like physically, my body, like my postpartum healing, my like weight right now, all of that, I feel really good about my physical health. Like I told you guys recently, like, I'm taking vitamins every day. I'm taking vitamin C, I'm taking collagen peptide. I'm trying to eat healthier, and I'm cutting out a lot of like the sugars that I used to eat. So like physically, my body is feeling good. I'm gonna show you guys my stomach in just a second so you guys can see, like, I've lost a ton of weight. I'm weighing less now than I did when I got pregnant with Jackson, which is crazy. And I don't know how that's happened. Like, I think it's just a combination of the breastfeeding and the like running up and down the stairs and like chasing after kids and like not having a minute to rest. Like, I feel like all of that has helped me lose weight. But I'm weighing like 120 pounds these days, which is insane. Like, I haven't weighed that little in like years. So at least there's that. I am taking the birth control, so that is something that I want to talk about, and like my hormones, how I feel like they're all out of whack. But I am taking the Slin birth control. I've been taking it now for the whole month. I have not gotten my postpartum period back, or like my first period postpartum. When I started taking the birth control, I don't know, like maybe like a week into it, I actually did have some bleeding, and I thought that that was like my period coming back. So I called the doctor, and the doctor told me that it wasn't necessarily my period, that it could be like breakthrough bleeding is what she called it. So I don't know, I'm not on a regular cycle yet. This is like my second month taking it, but I haven't gotten like an actual period. So I don't know what's up with that. Like, if it continues for a few more months, then I guess I'll call the doctor. But since I am still nursing Jackson, maybe that plays a role in it, but you never know when you're gonna get your period back. So that's like one of the other great fun things about postpartum. But as I expected, I have been in a very bad mood since starting to take the birth control. Again, I can't like 100% blame it on the birth control, but I know that my hormones are all out of whack, and I know that I feel very much the same as when I started taking the mini pill with Riley. I feel like my fuse is so short, and I have been just so mean to my husband. Like, I know I have been, and I'm very sorry if he ever watches this. Like, I'm sorry, babe. No, my husband is great, and like, sure, there's things that piss me off about him, or that he does that piss me off, like everybody. But I have definitely just been super snappy, and like any little thing that he says sets me off, and I just feel like I've just been angry. Like, there's a part of me that is angry, and I think it's just a mixture of hormones, the lack of sleep, like all of the things going on. But I don't like feeling that way. I don't like feeling like I'm like really just triggered by everything. But if I'm being honest, that's how I've been feeling lately. I just haven't been in a really great place with him all the time. All right, short little intermission here because Jackson's getting fussy, so I'm gonna take him just to see if I can take him for a little walk around here, but he's not due to eat for like an hour, so I really don't know what he wants right now. Look at that cute baby. You're the cutest baby. The cutest baby. He has given me just such a hard time, but I love him so much, and we are so happy to have him in our lives. Like, I never for 1 second do I want you guys to think that I'm upset that he's here, or that I wish we had waited, or I wish that he, I don't know, was different. I told you guys that this whole entire move and this whole entire thing of having a second baby is gonna stretch me. I knew that ahead of time, and sure enough, like, the Lord is testing me. The Lord is testing my patience, but at the same time, he is stretching me, and I know that. And so I'm trying to just continue to look at the positives and just be grateful for this beautiful little baby. So getting back really quickly to the whole like Joe and Maya's relationship and all of that, like, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm gonna film a whole separate video like about just our relationship and how it's kind of changed and things that have been affected since having a baby. But there is something that I want to mention because I've been feeling it more than ever these days, and I know that I can't be the only one, but there is this thing called being like touched out, and I don't know if you guys have ever googled it or looked it up or whatever. I did hear the term a few months back, and I remember thinking like, wow, like that's how I feel. And basically it's just like the fact that your kids are like constantly on you 24/7, and at the end of the day, like, you don't want anybody else touching you. You need your space. And so like Joe will come to like hug me, or just like do like the playful stupid things that guys do sometimes, you know, they'll like bump you, or they'll grab your butt, or you know, like the stuff that's playful that I used to be like all for. And it used to be like, oh, like this is really cute, and like it's a way of you like showing me that you love me, or like the stupid like come up to my leg and like hump my leg. Like, I don't know if anybody else's husband does that, but these days I'm like, get away from me, like stop it. I don't want you to do that, because all day long I've had like stage 5 clingers on me, and now I just want a moment to myself. And I know that that sounds terrible, maybe, like I know that like I'm in a marriage too, and I need to take care of my marriage. And like, I love Joe. I've been married to him, I don't even know how many years I've been married to him. We suck at like knowing our anniversary or anything like that. I think we've been married for like 5 years. I think 5 years. Or we're going on 5 years, I don't know. He's the love of my life. I adore him. He's the best dad, and he really does try to be the best husband that he can be, and he helps me so much. So I know that I need to like nurture that relationship better, but it's like I'm giving so much of myself right now to my kids, and then I'm also trying to stay sane myself. So it's like I don't have a lot left to give my husband. Does that sound awful? Yeah, it really sounds super crappy. So that is something that I'm going to be working on, but I'm just touched out. Like, leave me alone. I want to go hide in a cave somewhere far away and like not talk to anyone, not hear any crying. And I know that I can't be the only one that feels that way. So yeah, good times, fun stuff, 4 months postpartum. Like, that's great. I wish that I could just say that I'm fine, that we're doing great, but that wouldn't be an honest response. So if you're also on the struggle bus, if you're also just dealing with a lot of things mentally, emotionally, physically, like You're not the only one. It's really hard, but I know that we'll get through it. Like, I've been praying a lot. I've been really just focusing on asking God to help me because I need a lot of help. But like I said, like talking to other women who've also gone through it, sharing advice, tips. And then another thing that I have been trying to do is to prioritize some kind of self-care. So something is better than nothing. So at least like once a week, I'm telling Joe, like, look, you need to hold the baby for an hour or an hour and a half. Just entertain him for a little while so that I can go take a shower and not be like rushing through my shower because I know that he's gonna need me in a second, and just like take my time in there, actually shave my legs, you know, and not cut myself shaving because he's outside of the shower and he's starting to whine and I'm trying to hurry up, you know, like just take my time and chill. And then a lot of you guys will like hear that, and I know that I've gotten a lot of comments before like, oh, what, your husband can't take the kids while you're, you know, doing whatever. And it's not that he doesn't help me. Like, understand that a lot of times when I have Jackson, it's because Joe is with Riley. Like every single night, Joe bathes Riley and then does her entire nighttime routine. He gets her in her PJs, he reads her, I don't know, 500,000 books and then puts her to bed. So it's not like he's doing nothing. It's not like he's ever just chilling on the couch doing nothing, because I swear I would just kill him. But when there's two of us, I try to like break up the kids as much as possible so that he's not there with both of them trying to attend to Riley while having the little one. Like, I know that it's hard, but every once in a while I will just say, look, for an hour, take care of both of them, or for an hour, like once Riley's down for bed, here's Jackson, and just focus on him and just let me breathe for 2 seconds. I think that's everything that I wanted to just kind of vent about in this video. I hope that you guys just enjoyed a chatty venting 4-month postpartum update. Let me show you my stomach. This is my outfit today, by the way, the comfiest little American Eagle sweater that I love. And yes, that is my child right there, but he's not gonna fall off the bed. I can watch him. So this is what my stomach looks like. And there's a line because my pants are super tight. So it's not exactly what I wanted to show you guys. But my stomach is actually rather flat these days. Like, I feel like there is less like extra, you know, like skin everywhere. So I'm feeling really nice. But regardless, there are still like some like stretch marks, and there is some like saggier skin. So that like saggy skin down here and like these little marks, I don't think that they're gonna go away. If you look super close, I still have like that line going down from my belly button, so that's still there. Obviously these red lines, you can ignore them, they're just for my pants. But I'm feeling the best that I have felt like physically in a really long time. And that's really that I don't do any kind of like workouts. I haven't been doing any kind of cardio. This is all just like me portioning like my meals and stuff, and just eating better, and that's about it. So that's gonna be it because Riley's up from her nap and I need to go get her. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this 4-month update. Again, I wish it could be more positive. I don't like to be a Debbie Downer. I like to be uplifting and positive as much as I can, but I also can't be a freaking liar. And right now, things are hard. So as soon as they get better, I'll be the first one to tell you we will have a dance party. Like, I will be so thrilled. But right now, the honest truth is that it is rough. So stay tuned for maybe next month's update. Maybe it'll be better, but this month has probably been the hardest month that I have had as far as being a mom, taking care of the kids and all of that. So thank you guys so much for watching and for listening to me. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and if you haven't, like turned on that little notification bell, that also helps because you get notified whenever I post a video. So I would love it if you take 2 seconds to do that. And that's really it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.